So you guys are killing me with all these questions and comments in the best way possible. So many that I can barely keep up, which is a good thing. Let's get to it. Welcome back to the Atreyu Locks channel. Hi, I'm Atreyu, a semi-free farmer who is dedicated to bringing you guys the best tips to grow a healthy set of locks. If this is your first time, make yourself comfortable. I am glad to have you. So yeah, I'm still getting tons of comments, which I love. I love hearing from you guys. So today I'm making another video where I'm reading through some of your comments. And yeah, before I get to them, let me just say, I don't know how many of you guys know about my other channel, Atreyu Crochet. But, you know, it's where you learn how to make tams and scarves, and you just learn how to crochet. That channel is doing pretty well right now. I mean, I feel like it's getting more action than this channel. And this channel has like a good, 5,000 more subscribers. So, yeah, you guys might want to pick it up. Just saying. Or brother might have to, devote most of his time to that Atreyu Crochet channel instead of this Atreyu Locks channel. Where y'all at? I'm just messing. I'm silly. I'm in a silly mood. Alright, so this first comment comes from Ebony Crockton, who wrote under my hair grows away from locks, adding 4C hair for a texture, lice, and dreadlocks video. She says, hi Atreyu. Hi. I love your content. Would you recommend semi-freeform locks for someone who has very thick hair in the back, but sort of thin in the front from wigs and weaves? Specifically, would the weight of semi-freeform locks be too heavy? If your hair is thin, is it best to get thin locks or bigger locks? Okay, so there's a lot going on with this question. Let me first say that when it comes to the thickness or thinness of your hair, in terms of like the texture, like whether or not it's coarse, and then also in terms of the number of strands, like the density, I don't think that should play so much into the decision of whether or not you get semi-freeform locks, right? If you're asking yourself, should you or should you not get semi-freeform locks, you should be asking if you want to do, not a whole lot of maintenance. If you want to do maintenance pretty infrequently, not as often, obviously, as a manicure locker. That should be your first question. Now, in terms of thick hair and thin hair, that does not really matter, in my opinion. What is important is that you have enough hair in your parts to support the strands, right? So it doesn't matter if you make, small parts and have thin locks, because those smaller parts will be able to support those thinner locks, right? And if you have thick hair, saying you have a lot of strands, right? Or maybe your hair is very coarse, if you have bigger parts, those bigger parts will be able to support the weight of those thicker locks, right? That thicker hair. So whether or not you should semi-freeform has nothing to do with the thin or thickness of your hair, okay? It's about the mindset. It's about how much maintenance you want to have to do, right? If you are someone who is not trying to do a lot of maintenance, but you still want to do maintenance every so often, then I would say semi-freeform is the way to go. If you are thinning in areas because of, wigs or weaves or whatever, then yeah, it sounds like semi-freeform would be good for you, assuming that you don't have traction alopecia, or at least to an unsalvageable extent, then yeah, it sounds like semi-freeform would be good, because you be giving your scalp a rest, and maybe some of those hairs can grow back in those areas that are currently missing it, okay? So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Don't factor in the thickness or thinness of your hair when it comes to trying to figure out whether or not you should semi-freeform. It's more so like a mindset, I think, okay? The next comment comes from Glenda Hayes under my How to Fix Frizzy Dreadlocks with 4 different techniques video. She says, I've been searching for a video on controlling locks and came across this one. Thank you. You're welcome. I think I did everything wrong, including using scissors to cut the frizz. you give me some hope. Well, thank you. I'm happy to do that. Yeah, I mean, obviously, using scissors to cut the frizz to make them super neat and pretty, right? It's not a good look for the lock, but assuming that you haven't compromised the integrity altogether of your locks, then, you know, hair can be resilient. It's better than having bleached it, right? Okay, so, or did you do that too? No, just kidding. But no, I mean, you know, now you know. And so, as I was saying, the hair can be pretty resilient, you know, so you can get it back on track if you've been derailed by some of these past actions. But, you know, don't sweat it. Now you know. And yeah, just use some of those techniques or one of those techniques to kind of control the frizz. And the best part is they don't involve scissors. The next comment comes from Donna Reed under my semi-freeform dread journey, The Art of Doing Less video. Thank you for going through my comments so thoroughly. You're welcome. I truly appreciate that. I'm definitely not stressing about my hair. I don't do stress in general. Oh, that's good, and that promotes healthy hair growth. It was your video that got me thinking about what my hair seems to be doing and how little I do. I felt compelled to comment. I appreciate you commenting. I always appreciate when you guys comment. There are so many factors because no two heads are the same, right? Thank you again for spending the time to produce your content and share your experiences. You're very welcome. I appreciate the gratitude. P.S. This is the second time you've read out one of my comments. Wow, and now it's the third. Well, you comment a lot, so you receive the benefit of getting a shout out in this way. So, yeah, I'm happy. Thank you so much, Donna. All right. This one comes from Marsha Johnson under my 8-year lock update plus Q&A video. I told you guys I've been doing a lot of Q&As. It's because of all the comments. Hey, Atreyu. Hello, Marsha. I'm still playing catch up with your videos. Still not sure what's happened. No worries. Anyway, congratulations on your 8th lock anniversary. Thank you. I totally hear you, as my 8th anniversary was on the 4th of October, but I've only realized because of this video. Well, congrats on 8 years for you too. We're only a couple of months apart. I know mine follows yours, and it suddenly occurs to me that I've also had my locks for 8 years now. It has been a very special experience, but on the whole, it's the best thing I've ever done to my hair. Wow. See, you gotta love that. You gotta love multiple things about that, right? One, you gotta love the fact that, Marsha, you're not even obsessing over your hair anymore. So much so that you've even lost track of how long you had your locks. And, you know, it took someone else celebrating their 8 years of having locks to kind of like remind you, like, oh yeah, I guess mine aren't that old. You know, to me, that's when you've really arrived in a lock journey and you're like a veteran, when you're no longer stressing over, you know, little things or whatever. So that's awesome. The second thing that is awesome about this comment, among many others, is that you feel like it's the best decision you've made with regards to your hair. I mean, can we say no regret? That's amazing. So I'm very happy for you. And I can just relate in general to how it feels to have made a decision and, you know, to be completely satisfied by that decision, you know? It's like, that's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. So I'm happy that you're getting to experience that. Thank you for writing me. All right, the next comment comes from Jennifer J. And this was under my semi-free form dread journey, The Art of Doing Less video. Thank you again for addressing my comment in this video. You're very welcome, Jennifer. I appreciate your support and insight as I began my lock journey. I'm feeling more confident that this is the right move for me, and I'm so excited. Yes, as you should be. And yeah, I know there's a tendency to kind of like obsess and overthink things, but you know, while there might be a transition that one has to undergo when going from, you know, other types of hair styles, if you will, to locks, while there might be things that you need to learn, it is very simple in other ways. Once you figure out how your hair behaves and what it likes, you're good to go. Like, it's so much easier than, you know, having loose natural hair or having, you know, relaxed hair where you're having to get touch-ups every however often people get touch-ups these days. Do people still get touch-ups? I think they do. Anyway, so yeah, I say all of that to say don't stress. I mean, you have me here. You can always ask me questions, and you have a lot of other people who are supportive within the lock community who are, always willing to help. And the first time that you think that maybe you've ruined your lock journey, hear me say this. Chances are you haven't. You just need to find a solution. Like when I first got built up, that like my first time, I was like, my lock journey is over. But then I did research, did some things and got it out. So, it's usually not as bad as it seems. Unless you've bleached your hair and it's breaking off, then not much I can do for you. But I'm sure, you won't wind up there. So, once again, you're welcome, Jennifer J. The next comment comes from, so here we go. Royena, Miss Salton. You said, thank you. You said my name just fine, by the way. But I don't know, because I pronounced it like 3 different ways just like now. So I don't know which one of those was correct. You'll have to let me know. Okay, thank you. You said my name just fine, by the way. I do like the Spanish way of saying it too. Royena. Yeah, it is really nice. And you're right. I just tried to retwist yesterday with some rose water, waiting to see the results. So yeah, Miss Salton, you'll definitely have to let me know how you feel about the results. By the way, for those of you who are wondering, this was also left under my semi-freeform dread journey, the art of doing less video. So that was a popular video, I gotta say. I got a lot of comments from you guys. All right, this comment comes from Eliana Israel. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the first name. This is left under my how to fix flat dreadlocks with just water video. Would you do this before or after retwisting? It doesn't matter when you do it. I would probably do it just after washing, because my locks are already wet, and so I don't really have to add too much water, if any at all. Okay. But it doesn't matter. You can do it before you retwist or after you retwist. Okay. And then another comment from Lock Secure. This comment was left under my braid technique for dreadlocks, how to repair dreadlocks with the braid technique video. This method works really well. Thanks. Well, thank you, Lock Secure. I appreciate that testimonial. All right. This next comment comes from Katana Sage under my how to fix thinning locks, why your locks become thin. All right. Brilliant, she says. I assume it's a she. I love this. Could be a he. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, but I think it's a she. You're welcome. Very much appreciated. My new growth grows away from my locks, mainly in the front. Yep, kind of like me. So I have a few up front that are thinning. Was worried I'd have to combine some. I haven't retwisted since the beginning of this year. Thank you so much, running to do this technique now. Well, very good. Yeah, I mean, and my problematic locks were up front too, and they started to thin out, but once I used the braid technique, they were good. So you will have to let me know how it goes, Katana. All right, next comment left under my 5 types of people who shouldn't semi-freeform video by Hunter Goodson. Hey, if you are enjoying this video, don't forget to smash the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you are notified every single time I upload. How about that? He, I assume, writes, I'm new and started my lock journey a couple of days ago with 2-strand twist and is going to palm roll them, crochet hook them. I have in between 3B and 3C hair. I'm mixed, white and black. And yeah, I just want to say congrats. I responded to you already, but congrats, welcome to the community. And yeah, you're going to have a wonderful lock journey. Positive thoughts only. Under my 5 types of people who shouldn't semi-freeform video, I have a comment from Frizz that says, hey, I have mid-short curly hair. Is it possible for me to start semi-freeform or is it not possible? Of course, you can start semi-freeforming. You can start whenever you want, right? Semi-freeforming is just choosing to do whatever method of maintenance you decide upon less often than someone who, retwists or interlocks or whatever the method is very consistently, once every 2 weeks, once every month, once every 2 months. The regularity with which you retwist can be sporadic. Maybe, it was 4 months since your last retwist, and then the next time would be 3, and then, maybe 7 months later you'll do a 3rd retwist. or it can just be spaced out, you know, every 4 months you retwist. Okay, that's all that semi-free-forming is. So if you have hair that's long enough, and you said mid-short curly hair, if you can get comb coils or whatever technique you're going to use to get them started, then you're in the game basically. Okay, so figure out how often you want to do maintenance, and yeah, enjoy your semi-freeform journey. The next comment comes from the girl Pap under my semi-freeform dread journey, the art of doing less video. She says, "Hi, new subscriber here. Welcome and thank you. 2.5 years locked. Congrats. Great videos. I'm loving it here already." Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and I'm glad you are enjoying the content. By the way, my hair grows outside the locks, and I do maintenance to put the loose hair in locks. I've tried briefly retwisting, locksmithing, crocheting, and interlocking. They all work fine. Haven't had maintenance in a while, and it feels great. So this is kind of like a testimonial too. Yeah, I mean, as I said in response to an earlier comment, once you learn your hair, like, it's so much easier at that point, you know, because you know exactly what it needs, when it needs it, and so you pretty much get to go on autopilot while enjoying, you know, a healthy full set of locks, because you're not doing too much maintenance, but at the same time you're also not doing too little maintenance to the point where they're thinning out and breaking off. So yeah, once you figure your hair out and then you start semi-freeforming, it's amazing. I love it. I love it. Alright, the last comment that I'm going to address in this video was also left under my semi-freeform dread journey, the art of doing less video, by Dark and Locked. Thanks for the tips. You're welcome. So I've been locked for 2 years and 5 months with low maintenance. Congrats on your 2x5. My cowlicks have been growing. I just formed 2 new locks. Wow. This wasn't in my plan, but I'm happy for growth. Yeah, growth is always nice. Even if it comes, you know, even if it sprouts up from cowlicks, it's better than the opposite, having, you know, no hair or a deficit. So yeah, and if you don't want those 2 new locks, it sounds like you're okay with them, but, you know, if you didn't want them, then you could always combine them with nearby locks if if there's a huge like length discrepancy or something. But yeah, thank you for leaving that comment, and once again, congrats on 2 years and 5 months. Alright, that is going to be it. If you choose to love, do so unconditionally, because loving with conditions conditions the heart to not really love at all. This is Atreyu Locks, and I will see you next time. Peace.